Welcome back to TPS. NFL fans and pundits know that they should always expect the unexpected because when it comes to the NFL, it's any given Sunday. But some things in the football world are just too obvious. We don't have a crystal ball of any sort here, but we can already see how some aspects of the upcoming season will play out. Here are 10 obvious things that will definitely happen in the 2020 NFL season. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. Number 10, Joe Burrow will win a Roy Award. The Offensive Rookie of the Year award tends to be very kind to quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, whom the Cincinnati Bengals drafted first overall, already has a very clear path to this year's title. There were plenty of stud offensive linemen taken in the first round, but those guys never win the big awards. Stud receivers like Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, and CeeDee Lamb are on teams with plenty of other playmakers, so it'll be hard for them to stand out. As for the other rookie quarterbacks, we don't know how much Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins will actually play. If he doesn't play the whole season, it's going to be hard to make a case for the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers will start the season as a backup to Tyrod Taylor. No chance he wins this award either. So, the competition for this award really isn't as open as you might think. Burrow is one of the most polished quarterback prospects we have ever seen, and with the likes of A.J. Green, Joe Mixon, and Tyler Boyd at his side, he isn't lacking in weapons. He'll produce Pro Bowl-like numbers in his first season en route to the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Number 9, Nick Foles will replace Mitch Trubisky as Bears starter. Trubisky hasn't come anywhere close to reaching expectations through his first 3 NFL seasons. His inconsistency and constant mistakes prevented the Bears from defending their NFC North title in 2019. Rather than simply move on from Trubisky, GM Ryan Pace decided to open up the QB competition. He traded for Super Bowl 52 MVP Nick Foles, who flopped in his lone season with the Jacksonville Jaguars. There is practically no doubt in our minds that Foles will be the primary starter for the 2020 season for the Bears. Whether that's in Week 1 or a few weeks later, it's impossible to see a scenario where Trubisky plays well and holds the starting job. Foles hasn't succeeded outside of Philadelphia, but he has working histories with head coach Matt Nagy, quarterbacks coach John DeFilippo, and offensive coordinator Bill Lazor. So we might be able to bring some of that Philly magic to the Windy City. Foles is just a better quarterback with a Super Bowl ring. One way or another, he's going to finish the season as Chicago's starter, and the Trubisky era will come to a bitter end. 8, Cleveland Browns won't be a laughingstock again. The Cleveland Browns have been the saddest NFL franchise during the 21st century. They haven't made the postseason since 2002, and just when we thought they were finally going to take off in 2019, they wound up reaching rock bottom again. We got overly excited by the addition of Odell Beckham Jr., and we thought Baker Mayfield was primed for an MVP season in his sophomore year. Whoops! But despite a train wreck of a 2019 season, we're having a hard time writing off these Browns in 2020. There's too much talent for this team to disappoint again. New head coach Kevin Stefanski will make it work with this star-studded roster. Just look at what he did with Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook in Minnesota last year. Beckham is healthy after playing through a sports hernia in 2019. The woeful offensive line has been fixed with the additions of veteran mainstay Jack Conklin and rookie Jedrick Wills. Add it all up and you have a Browns team that should finish with a much better record than the 6-10 mark they had in 2019. 7 Cardinals will be this year's surprise team. Every year, there's that one team that comes out of nowhere and then quickly take the league by storm. So who's going to make the leap in 2020 by surpassing expectations and qualifying for the postseason? To us, that pick is easy, the Cardinals. Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury did wonders in their first year together. Maturity and experience will only make this offense better, of course, but upgrades all over the roster have convinced us that Arizona will be a playoff squad in 2020. The Cardinals acquired superstar wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins in a stunning blockbuster deal with the Houston Texans. Having one of the league's elite receivers is scary enough, but they also have Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, and a stud number 1 running back in Kenyon Drake. This offense is loaded all over the field. How are you going to stop the 2019 Offensive Rookie of the Year now? Thankfully, we're not the ones who have to figure that out. 32nd ranked defense from a year ago also stands to get better. Patrick Peterson was suspended for 6 games last season and never fully found his Pro Bowl form. He might not be an elite corner anymore, but he can't possibly play as poorly as last year. Not to mention rookie Isaiah Simmons, the guy who can play safety, corner, linebacker, or anywhere on the defensive line, is ready to make an immediate impact. He, Peterson, and sackmaster Chandler Jones should help this unit transform into one of the league's better defenses. The Cardinals have the makings of a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. Did we mention that there's an extra wild card spot up for grabs now? Yeah, these guys are poised to hit 9+ wins and earn their first playoff berth since 2015. Number 6, Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn will keep their jobs. The Detroit Lions made the questionable decision to fire head coach Jim Caldwell after the 2017 campaign, even though they recorded 3 winning seasons and 2 playoff berths in his 4-year tenure. Caldwell was replaced by New England Patriots defensive coordinator Matt Patricia, who has guided this team to back-to-back last-place finishes in the NFC North. All right, then. Buddy Howell ownership wasn't content with winning seasons under Caldwell, yet they're perfectly fine with Patricia in those last-place finishes. Did we mention he's not exactly respected by his players? Patricia ran Darius Slay out of town and reportedly showed up late to meetings in his first season as head coach. No matter to the Lions, though, if and probably when they finish last in the NFC North again, don't expect either to get fired. They'll be given another vote of confidence for 2021. Heck, they might even get contract extensions for a job not well done. Number 5, AFC Championship game, Ravens versus Chiefs. We try very hard to remember that anything can happen in the postseason, but right now, how can you predict a different 2020 AFC Championship game matchup? It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens and the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes, the league's last 2 MVP winners, the 2 most exciting and dynamic players in the game today. Though supported by grade A offensive playmakers, Hall of Fame head coaches, savvy front offices, and championship caliber defenses. Really, who else in the AFC can compete with these guys? The New England Patriots might revive Cam Newton's career, but they'll be without more than half of their starters on defense from a year ago. The Houston Texans rely too much on Deshaun Watson. The Pittsburgh Steelers have question marks all over their offense, starting with the health of Ben Roethlisberger. The Buffalo Bills can make a run, but Josh Allen isn't ready to compete with Jackson or Mahomes in a big game. And don't count on another Cinderella run from the Tennessee Titans. So yeah, just pencil in a KC Baltimore AFC Championship for January. See you there. Number 4, new Patriot Cam Newton will outplay new Buccaneer Tom Brady. 2 MVP winning QBs are now in new homes, as Cam Newton stepped in to replace Brady in New England. But whereas many are writing off the Patriots, many folks expect Brady to return to his top form in a star-studded Tampa Bay offense. Well, what if we told you that Newton will actually perform better than Brady in 2020? Consider that the former is 12 years younger, and we have every reason to believe that a healthy Newton will return to a Pro Bowl form under Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels. For Brady, it's 3 factors that have us skeptical. 1, his age, 43. 2, he's no longer working with the best head coach ever. And 3, he's not the best fit in Bruce Arians' offense. Brady relies on the short, quick passes and the checkdowns to his running backs. Arians' quarterbacks are always about the deep downfield passes, asking a 43-year-old to change up his playing style after 20 years in one system, hoping he'll play like an MVP? Not buying it. Watch Newton enjoy a Pro Bowl season. Perhaps he'll even win the Comeback Player of the Year award. As for Brady, expecting to once again show his age in 2020. Number 3, the Jaguars and Washington will land at top 2 picks. The Jacksonville Jaguars won't admit it, but they're practically tanking in 2020. They have moved on from several key contributors on defense, and there weren't many notable offseason trades or free agent pickups. This is a rebuild, and that's fine. They're not going to compete in a brutal AFC South division, so pencil them in for 4 wins max. They are far and away the worst team in the AFC. Say hello to a top 2 selection in next year's draft. As for the Washington football team, they're entering a rebuilding phase under Ron Rivera. Other than a loaded front 7 and Terry McLaurin, there isn't much to like about this roster. The NFC is full of contenders, so give them 4 wins max as well. When all is said and done, the Jaguars and Washington will finish with the 2 worst records in football. That means they'll have the chance to take Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. Number 2, Dallas Cowboys actually exceed expectations. Sorry, longtime haters of America's team, but they're finished as underachievers. This is the year it finally starts to come together. No more Jason Garrett, who should have been fired like 8 years ago. Enter Super Bowl winning head coach Mike McCarthy, who's a massive upgrade over his predecessor. The Cowboys also drafted future superstar wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. He'll join an impressive group that already includes Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Gallup, and Amari Cooper, not to mention that elite offensive line. The front 7 is also loaded with playmakers, and the NFC East is a joke. So go ahead and put the Cowboys down for double-digit wins, a division title, and 1 or 2 playoff victories. A run to the NFC title game isn't out of the question. And number 1, the Saints won't get screwed, will win the Super Bowl. Crazy to think that the Saints should be entering the 2020 season with the goal of capturing a second or third title in 4 years. Seriously. If it weren't for the Minneapolis Miracle, they could have won Super Bowl 52. If it weren't for the horrible NOLA no call, it would have probably defeated the Patriots in Super Bowl 53. If they didn't lose a heartbreaker to the Vikings in the wild card round, they could have also made a run at the Lombardi Trophy last season. Well, the Saints are simply way too talented to endure another heartbreaking playoff loss. The luck has to even out eventually. These guys feel like a team of destiny as Drew Brees enters what could be his final NFL season. The Saints are bringing back the same core players from last year, plus veteran receiver and Super Bowl 50 champion Emmanuel Sanders. They're arguably the most complete team in the NFC. This is their chance to finally shine, and they won't let Brees down. The Saints will learn from all the postseason heartache and finally break through with a Super Bowl 55 championship in Tampa Bay. What other NFL predictions are guaranteed to come true in 2020? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do that by hitting that subscribe button down there. And if you like the video, then like the video. We'd really appreciate it. Until next time, tune in to TPS for more cool videos every single day.